All right, well, I would love to be somebody that could come out here and be positive about the game that we just witnessed from the Flyers against the Penguins tonight, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. That is one of the most miserable games and excuses for an NHL game that I've ever had the misfortune of watching in my entire life. The Flyers just played, in my opinion, the worst game of hockey that I think I've watched them play all season, and I was at the game where they gave up 6 goals against the Detroit Red Wings, including a shorthanded goal to Dylan Larkin. So, all right, let's get the good stuff out of the way first. If you're enjoying the content so far, make sure that you like the video and subscribe. An overwhelming amount of you aren't. So if you are enjoying the content and you want to see more of it, make sure that you hit the button. Anyways, we're gonna get into the game now. All right, so let's start with the good stuff because believe me, there's not much of it. I mean, Alex Bump is really good. We kind of already knew that he was good. He played well against the Penguins the last time he played them. We thought he was going to play well tonight. He did. That is, I mean, Vladar outside of the fluke goal that gave the Penguins the lead at the very end, I thought Vladar played just fine. Um, I mean, again, that Couturier, Glendening, Hathaway line has been good. Travis Sanheim with another goal. He's been great. I I cannot get over the amount of. We're gonna hop into the bad right now, and trust me, if there's anything I miss, please feel free to let me know. If there's anything that you think I miss when I'm on this probably 10-minute long rant. Okay, number one, the most obviously bad thing that this Flyers team has had going for them is their inability to score on the power play. I they're in the few power play chances that we do get every game, the Flyers have just been so obviously. It's almost like that they see that we have the worst power play in the NHL and have decided that that means that, oh, we're not expected to do good at all on the power play. Like, no, you can be dead last in the NHL in power play percentage and still score goals, guys. Like, this is, you didn't check the box to say, all right, we're not going to score on the power play the whole series. Is that all right? Yeah, no, you guys can have one free goal from Zegras on a slap shot, but other than that, nothing. No, this team looks like they care not at all the second the power play comes on. Ristolainen was making me lose my mind because he's for 10 seconds sitting there standing still, stick handling with the puck, not shooting, not passing, standing still with the puck on his stick, staring at a defender. I do not know what more I need to tell you to get you to understand how bad this power play is. It's atrocious. The few chances that we did have, another highlight of this game and how bad that he was in it. Tyson Forrester just like fully that's the wrong. Tyson Forrester just like fully fanning on a shot, fully. 1,000,000% fanning on a shot. Okay, I I just don't understand it sometimes because Tyson Forrester can be so good in the regular season when we need him to be good, and then he can come into the playoffs, and he's just been a liability. And like yesterday, I was somebody that was of the opinion that like, oh, we need Forrester in the lineup if Michkov's gonna be scratched because the defense is too important, and Michkov is kind of a liability on defense. He wasn't even playing well defensively tonight. He was just like it was like 5-on-4 every time he was on the ice. He had one actual chance the entire night, and he healed it and he sent it flying into the boards. Like I don't know what you want me to say. It's there. There's no excuse that game six, the line it has to be Michkov on one side and Bump on the other. And I don't care who's left wing in that game, who gets the unfortunate short stick of being left wing. I don't care if you move Barcia back down and you put Barcia on that line, just make it a small line and have the whoever's getting moved up get moved up, play right wing on that line. It just something has to change because putting Michkov in the box clearly is leaving too much potential off the ice. All right, that is thing A. Michkov being a scratch is I'll eat my own words for a moment. I'll eat my hat, whatever. You're leaving too much potential off the ice because honestly, what we needed tonight is somebody with a chip on their shoulder that hasn't been playing well, that has the drive and the desire and, maybe a good shot and some good puck skills to be able to come in and score. But like we just didn't get that. It's truly a scary thing to see when the best player on the entire team for a whole playoff game is somebody that just came out of the press box. Because it's not crazy to say that Alex Bump was the best flyer out there. I mean, like, to throw Vladar a bone, he played well. The third goal was a fluke. Honestly, if I'm Vladar, I'm getting upset about it, and then I'm going, there's nothing you can do about that when you just got to pray the team gives you another. But like, it's a game of bounces, it's a game of mistakes, and that's just one of those things that it went the Penguins' way, and we just never recovered for it. Um, On to my second thing, and look, I'm not usually somebody that's gonna cry that it's the referee's fault that we're losing games. But I want you to take a look at this picture and tell me exactly what you think occurred as the result of this play. Evgeny Malkin breaks a stick on the side of Travis Konecny's face and punches him in the head. All right, this is a screen grab from a thing that happened mid-game. There's two linemen right there. There's a third one behind them. You can see the pants. Both of them got penalties for this. The Penguins got a power play out of it. I'm gonna let that sit for a moment. Because the national story has been that, oh, the Flyers are the guys that are the scumbags that are out here trying to beat up on old retirement home Pittsburgh team. But you watch the game, Anthony Mantha must have a deal with Gary Bateman, because this and the uppercut that directly followed it, neither of which were called penalties. You can't see it in this picture because it's cropped horribly, but there's two referees behind him. Not one, two referees behind him. Again, I'm not usually somebody that jumps straight to blaming referees, but after Dan Muse went and whined and moaned to the press after Game 3 about how, oh, it's been very Philadelphia-sided and we've given the Flyers so many more penalties, after the Penguins, mind you, had 5 power plays in the first period in one of the first 3 games. The Penguins they get every single call. There's no calls against them. It doesn't matter whether it's someone punching someone else in the head in front of a referee or if it's someone getting tripped up on a breakaway. It honestly amazes me. And I'm starting to hear I'm starting to buy into the people that are saying that it's Bateman wanting Crosby to win another Stanley Cup before he retires, because that's like it. I'm not going to come out here and tell you that I believe it and tell you that I think that that's what's going on, but I'm starting to understand why people are thinking it, because if you watched this game, you would have seen that the officiating was horrible. Horrible. They have not had a grasp on this series since Game 3 ended. Not even since puck drop Game 2 even. And it is genuinely some of the worst officiating I've seen in my entire life. And I try my best in these videos to not bring up officiating and referees if they've been bad. And I try to keep to myself my thoughts on officials and follow kind of like the same rules that players follow in press conferences, where, like, generally speaking, you're not supposed to critique the referees because the referees have it hard enough anyways. I'm sure that your cushy job as a lawyer outside of the NHL season is so difficult, man. But it's infuriating when it's so hilariously one-sided. Okay, so final takeaways. Final takeaways. Number one, one of either Tyson Forrester or Denver Barkey's gotta hit the road for Game 6. It's unfortunate, but somebody has to sit out so Michkov can get back in the lineup, and they're the two guys that I think are the biggest shots to be able to do it. I understand Barkey scored in Game 4, but it's just not something, like, he's not a player. He's very, very small. He's a guy that, while good, he plays a good two-way game, I don't think that the upside is there to justify keeping him in over Michkov if it comes down to him or Michkov. And Forrester, I think, also deserves to be in the hat for people that can get sat for Game 6, because Forrester's just kind of been a liability this series, and I try to give people benefit of the doubt when it comes to being a liability in the playoffs when they're young, but it's been unacceptable at this point, all right? Second takeaway, the Flyers' power play needs work. Rick Tocchett, you need to sit there for 3, 4 hours, 6 hours tomorrow when you're at the training center in Voorhees, and you need to sit there and you need to drill power play drills with these guys for hours. Just hours. I don't care if the entirety of the practice is just, hey guys, we're gonna do power plays over and 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 over until we learn how to take a shot. Because you can't score goals if you're waiting for the perfect opportunity every time. You gotta take what you can get. Travis Sanheim's goal is a perfect example of this. Because Sanheim puts a shot on net. That's all it was. Got a lucky bounce off a defender's knee. Shelovs didn't see it in time, and goes under his elbow into the net. All right. And then takeaway number 3. The officials have to be better, and unfortunately, that's out of the Flyers' control. It's not out of the Penguins' control unless you're a conspiracy theorist. But Tocchett's probably got to be the same as Dan Muse here, and complain to the press about the officiating because it's been bad. Outside of that, stupid penalties need to stop. Somebody needs to fist fight Anthony Mantha or put him through the glass because Anthony Mantha has been nothing but a rat this entire series, and if it's pissing me off, it's probably upsetting the Flyers guys a good amount too. But other than that, keep pressure on. They need to figure out the neutral zone like they had it in the first 3 games, and they need to find a way to deal with the Penguins' forecheck. The Penguins' forecheck has been suffocating, and I do not trust the Flyers to win another game if they can't at least try to figure out the Penguins' forecheck. Regardless, if you've been enjoying the content, once again, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, completely free. 95% of people that watch these videos aren't subscribed anyways, and if you enjoy what I'm saying, if you agree with me, disagree with me, if you want to keep seeing what I'm saying, make sure that you hit the button. And once again, if you feel like I missed anything, if there's anything that you think that I should talk about more, anything that you didn't agree with, make sure that you tell me down there in the comment section below. Anyways, I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out. Go Flyers.